do that. But we don't need, Mr. Dangote Industries is not enough on its own. We need foreign players like GE, who are prepared to come in and put in billions of dollars. Olam is also a foreign player in the rice manufacturing. SAB Miller is coming in prepared to invest in. We need to make the country attractive to the big players that are prepared to invest significant amount of money. And when they do that, of course what happens is they create entire ecosystems, and as small and medium-sized enterprises emerge around them, as they did with Shell, for example, many fantastic indigenous companies on that. So we need the big anchors, and that's what we need to be attracting. So, just one question, so we're not getting this investment. So why are we not getting this investment? I think that's what we need to really examine as a country, and we need to fix. This chart shows I'm sure people here have heard the term negative interest rates. So there's some countries in the world, when the government issues a bond, it pays a negative interest rate. It seems like a very strange thing. So if I go to the Swiss government and I buy a bond for 1,000 Swiss francs, when it comes time to return my money, they give me 998 Swiss francs. Isn't that amazing? What this chart just showed, a little small as all the charts here, but it shows all the bonds in different countries that are negative interest rate territory. And basically, I don't know the number today, but let me say $30 trillion. So if $30 trillion of investors' money that they're prepared to get a negative interest rate, and we need capital, and we only managed to get $1 billion of portfolio investment last year. So the point about this is, the capital is there for us. We just need to make ourselves attractive as a destination for that capital. How do we do that? I think in our view there's two fundamental issues. The first issue is ease of doing business. You may have heard the headline number that we rank 169th in the world in ease of doing business out of 190 countries. I tend to think of it more about big countries. You know, how are we doing versus the big countries? So the left-hand side of this chart shows the top 10 countries by population. We're the 7th largest by population. We're the 9th out of 10 in terms of ease of doing business. And the only country that ranks below us is Bangladesh. The right-hand side of this chart shows ease of doing business for Sub-Saharan African countries, the big Sub-Saharan African countries. Again, we rank 9th. Out of the Sub-Saharan African countries, large Sub-Saharan African countries, the only one that is a worse ranking than us is the Democratic Republic of Congo. So we need to do better. This number needs to move from 169. Again, a little slow. What goes into the ease of doing business is things like, can you register property, can you register a business, how easy is it to pay your taxes. So this looks at it, disaggregated, and we'll make this presentation available publicly to anyone. But the point we want to make here is it's actually constructed out of two places in this country. One is Kano, which represents 23% of the index, and the other is Lagos, which is 77%. So we need to make business better in Lagos. So let me just do a slight segue though on this. I was with someone the other day and they said, why would you go to Lagos? And I thought it was a very strange question. I guess maybe I'd be here too long. So I said to him, I said, you know, there's 5 major poles of population in the world, which are China, Southeast Asia, India, Middle East and North Africa, and Sub-Saharan Africa. Now, the Asian pieces have their trajectory. They're probably going to be fine. Middle East has got some challenges, but you know, on balance, it's probably going to be okay. The one thing in the world that's highly uncertain is Sub-Saharan Africa going to be economically successful? Now, we're the largest country in Sub-Saharan Africa. Sub-Saharan Africa cannot be successful unless we're successful in Nigeria. And Lagos is 35 to 40% of the economy of Nigeria. Nigeria can't be successful unless Lagos is successful. So I'm living in the center of the world in Lagos, the most important place to make the planet successful. I don't know where he's living, somewhere that doesn't really matter. But I really believe Lagos is the most important city of the world. And you know, we are huge fans of Governor Embodi and all the efforts to drive Lagos forward. But Lagos has to improve on this ease of doing business to get our investment up. Okay, so I've only got a few minutes left. So a couple of the points I want to make that are critical here is, and you can't see it, but this just represents some basic budget assumptions for the economic recovery growth plan, and we'll have the Honorable Finance Minister here shortly. The important thing is Nigeria has 100 trillion Naira economy. That's our GDP, okay? 100 trillion, so keep that number in mind. Now I just said we need 30% of GDP in order to hit our growth targets as investment. So we need to be investing every year 30 trillion Naira. And we also said that we only have 15 trillion Naira domestically, so we needed to attract the 15 trillion Naira, which is about 40 to 50 billion US dollars. That's the scale of direct and portfolio investment we need to attract on that. So just keep that in mind for a moment. And again, too small, but this shows the government expenditures at the federal level. The total expenditure of the government this year is 7 trillion Naira. 2 trillion Naira goes to capital expenditures. So I want you to compare, we need 30 trillion Naira. We only have 15 domestically. Of the domestic Naira, only 2 trillion is coming from the federal government. It's very critical that we recognize that the fiscal stimulus from the federal government is not big enough to move Nigeria. We need over 90% of the investment required in this country has to come from the private sector. So those people that are waiting for the budget to be passed, who think there's going to be a large fiscal stimulus, they are going to be disappointed because the federal government does not have enough resources to invest enough to move the needle. And as the ERGP rightly says, the federal government is a catalyst, but we have to attract the private, domestic, and foreign investment. Now, one question that you can ask is, you're worried about the debt, etc. on that. We're actually in good shape around the debt. We only have, in total, this looks over the last few years, on the left-hand side, the orange, the little circle one is our indebtedness, much lower than many other countries. So we're in a good position that way. But we spend about 30% of our federal government tax receipts on interest. So how is it possible if we have such low debt that we spend 30% on interest? Well, the reason is because interest rates are high. As I said, that's a consequence of not attracting enough investors. But the second reason is Nigeria is doing very, very, very poorly on tax collection. So what this chart shows is tax collection in the orange from oil, the yellow from non-oil. And even in our best year, we only collected 8% of GDP in tax. So PwC pays its tax, ExxonMobil's paying its tax, NTN paid extra tax, I guess. Diageo's paying their tax, U-Livy's paying their tax, Orlando, the big indigenous Bengali is paying their tax. There are a lot of people who are not paying their tax in this country on that. So one message as part of all this, and it fits into ease of doing business, is we need to pay our tax. And if we're going to have the kind of society with inclusive growth that we want, we all need to be paying more tax. According to the numbers that we have, in 2015, I believe, only 994 people in Nigeria pay more than 10 million Naira in personal income tax. Now you might say that's a large number, 150 million Naira, but I mean, there are a lot of people, there are more than 994 people that earn $50 million a year. Of the 994 taxpayers who paid more than $10 million in tax, 992 were in Lagos. 2 were in Ogun State. There were none in Abuja. Now, last time I went to Abuja, there were a lot of very large houses there. And so, but I think that the message is clear, is that we need to improve our tax collection as well. So I'm coming out of time, just to summarize the messages that we're trying to make, that we're trying to bring today is, we need to grow minimum 5% a year. If we're not, we're going backwards. And we cannot afford, from a social viewpoint, for the country to get poorer and poorer. To grow at over 5%, we need to invest about 30% of our GDP. But we only have about 15% available domestically. Now, there's lots of capital out in the world earning very poor returns. If they got a return in Nigeria, they would flood to our country. But why are we not getting our share of capital? We're not getting it because we're still a difficult place to do business. In fact, I mentioned the 169th. When I arrived in the country, we were 121st, so we've actually gone backwards in that. So I like those messages. I like every one in this room, everyone listening, every leader in the country, whether you're in business, in the church, in the mosque, in the government, to make sure that we all work together to make this a place where big investors and small investors can come and create the wealth, the prosperity, and the jobs that we need in this country. Thank you very much.